Welcome to Business World. I'm your host Siddharth, and on today's edition of BW Tech Talks, we have Mr. Kazurada Kobayashi, President, Canon India. Welcome to the show, sir.
Nice to meet you.
So let's start this conversation with the current hot topic, COVID. Now, COVID has gripped the whole world, and different businesses are trying to tackle the situation in different ways. How is Canon India handling the whole COVID situation?
Needless to say, the COVID-19 has gave us a strong impact since of 25th of March of this year, once lockdown has been launched by the Indian government. The April was really the very, very strong month for us. We virtually could not make any commercial activities during the month. However, though, after the May, the situation is gradually getting improved. And up until the September of this year, we have come up to, I think, quite closer to the operational level of the business that or the SCM, the operation has been revitalized, and we also can utilize our internal sales and the service activities up to the level of satisfaction of a customer. So, of course, size of the business may not be reached to the last year's results if I close down the book by the end of December. But I think it's we could have reached to a certain level that we can survive towards 2021.
Absolutely, sir. So now, in this tricky situation, we are all in a crisis. How is Canon India reaching out to its target customers?
Naturally, since face-to-face interaction is virtually limited due to, of course, lockdown and the physical limitation, we cannot travel much. So thereby, we'd like to take as much as possible the method of the virtual communication through website or emailing, telephoning, as well as our web seminars to the consumer, so that we try to, of course, reach to our final end user. And also we try to also keep our partners of the business in the industry always communicated through us, through the various methods of utilizing the IT devices.
So now talking about products, Canon, I'm a Canon user, and Canon started with EF mount and then EFS mount. Now there are a lot of other mounts for mirrorless cameras as well. So in total we have 4 mounts. So what is the strategy here? How is a customer going to finalize on a mount? What is your strategy with having multiple mounts?
Well, change of the mounting on the lenses from the camera body is not a new story in the Canon's history of camera business. We, of course, used to have the FD mount, then switch to EF mount, then come back to, of course, R mount and EOS mount. So all these has been changed due to the needs of each technological seed from our R&D sectors. At the same time, we try to provide the best results according to the demand of the customer. At the moment, we have obviously promoting R mount for the full frame mirrorless camera. That is obviously we trust will have a chance of giving best results of the photography through EOS R series of camera. At the same time, we are also pursuing the compactness of the camera through the M series of it. And naturally, existing EF lenses will continue as long as we will possess the EOS series of the camera at the same time. So as much as possible, we try to introduce the converter between the systems so that we try to obviously protect the properties that everybody has already bought in the past for EF lenses can be adapted to the R lenses through the converting systems. So our future is try to adapt our mount according to the best needs and the best result we are searching for.
So now talking about M50 and the 200D Mark II. Now these two cameras are in the budget segment, and these two cameras not only have great still capability, but they also have great video capability, and they have seen a lot of traction in this segment. So, in terms of hybrid cameras, what is Canon's strategy?
Those two M50 and EOS 200D are the two popular models for us, for particularly those guys who want into the movie recording and still image recording same time. Many of the bloggers, YouTubers, using those two devices as an entry camera for their usage of creating their artwork. I believe the both camera will be the good strategical the entry purposes for those who is really pursuing the high quality for both the movie and still images before they step up into the full frame models. So we are very much promoting those two models through our sales channels.
Absolutely, sir. So now we have seen mirrorless camera systems coming into the system, and at the same time we have the full frame camera system is becoming more and more affordable. So a full frame mirrorless. Now this segment, Canon is present in this segment. What is your plans for a full frame mirrorless segment, making it more affordable? Maybe in the segment of N6. Or just my question is about making a full frame mirrorless more affordable.
So we just have announced the two our symbolic icon of the full frame mirrorless camera, EOS R5 and R6 recently, and those are really state-of-the-art that technology has built, and we believe this will give the new image of the full frame mirrorless camera for the Canon as a symbolic item for flagship for in the story. Now, after we have asked the consumer the acceptance of these, we have the strategy that we wanted to have expand our product portfolio for 360 degrees. Namely, we will still want to continue to be present as a leader of top technology of adopting this high quality, pursuing high quality by a full frame mirrorless camera. At the same time, we also wanted make the full frame mirrorless camera affordable to all popular guys who is aiming up to upgrade their systems from, as I mentioned, like M50 or like 200D above. So in the future, I don't know where and when, but we have an intention to expand our ranges to all the price and the usage of full frame mirrorless camera.
So now during the lockdown, a lot of changes and a new normal has set in, and people are more into video conferencing, and the webcams that the laptops always came with and we never used it. So everybody has started using it. But at the same time, people want higher quality video on video conferencing, or even for creating content, streaming and everything. So now I have been using Canon's EOS webcam utility, and it has been a great software. So are we going to see more such developments from Canon, where you can actually connect the full frame cameras or the whole set of portfolio to for different usages apart from just capturing video or still pictures?
Digital camera compared to the, say, 20 years ago when a machine has been introduced for the first time in the world, has had a different meaning, significance of being in the industry. It is not only just taking, clicking the picture and download the images into the digital format. Now has been also positioned as a device to be connected to one of the IT systems to be an entry point of the moving at the same time, it is even as a device to create artistic expressions by through the number of accessories, lenses. Even these days, I think digital camera is taking over the video cameras area to capture the high quality sound onto the video. So those software, like webcam software, is one of the tools in order to make the device enable to expand the coverage of the digital camera across the industry. So we are still intending to develop further to expand our say ability to cover the number of the other areas of the camera's recent purposes, if I may say so.
Great, sir. So now 2020 has been a very difficult year for all of us. Whatever was happening before 2020 has totally changed by October 2020. So what kind of trends are you seeing in the digital imaging sector?
I have defined the 2020 as a moratorium year. I think COVID-19 is kind of, if I can maybe make a small analogy, just like a natural disaster. A big cyclone happened in the Indian Ocean, has stayed in the Indian continent for more than half a year. So all we have to do is stay quiet and calm and try to think about the survival game 2021. However, if you when during this period people are stayed at home and think about many things, and I trust one of the hobby they have found that they can enjoy in-house is the photography. And this is not like clicking pictures and making images as a record of the life, but they have enjoyed creative activity through the lenses, the filters, lightings, and the accessories. So at the end of the day, I think one of the advantage of serious photographers' needs has been created through this COVID lockdown period of time. I'm expecting this demand will be more explored even post-COVID time, that the people found out that photography is a nice hobby to enjoy, an intelligent hobby to do it.
Great, sir. So now Canon is into a lot more sectors apart from digital imaging. So tell us, how has the growth been in the B2B segment?
Well, B2B compared to B2C, very different posture facing to this COVID situation, particularly. Naturally, many offices has been closed down, so people do not go to the office. Thereby, our B2B devices are not used for quite some time. On the other hand, when the people started working at home, they also felt a strong demand of personal printer at home. So our demand of our inkjet series has been tremendously enhanced during the time. Naturally, usage of a big printer at the office has been shifted to the home print at the segment. Post-COVID time, perhaps this trend will not be just seized even after the coronavirus itself has been settled down. So I think people may also seek for the way of working at home. And proudly, I can say Canon is one of the very few brands who can cover both office domain and home domain under the same brand, and even connect those devices under the same applications. So we are very much keen to promote the printing environment in both office domain and the home domain same time.
Sir, festive season is right around the corner in India and also globally. So talking about India, what are your festive plans for Canon India? I mean, because I'm sure all the consumers are waiting to spend because the whole year has just gone sitting at home.
I'm also looking for the festive seasons sell out from the market to the consumer. For both online and offline, as much as the regulation allows, I hope people will enjoy our devices for both taking picture or printing the picture, or any other entertainment internally they can enjoy at home. I'm looking for the good campaign will be launched through shops and online guides, so that people may feel that that's a good time, festive team times to spend the money and enjoy the life during the period of time they have endured for such a long time since from end of the March.
During this COVID situation, a lot of OEMs have figured out that the marketing mix has to be different from now on. Digital is coming in front, print and electronic are taking a back seat. So, for Canon India, what would be the marketing mix going forward?
Our marketing mix again is still trying to cover all the directions of our the consumer orientations. Those guys who is still maybe prefer to see the paper media through the magazines. We also still want to go to our PR activities and advertisement on the paper. But at the same time, majorly for IT-oriented boys and girls are more likely to see the digital format. So where we have been doing digitalized activities through our website as well as our spokespersons. So a combination of which is very, I think, important in both senses. User portfolio, our target user portfolio is quite varied from teenagers up to very senior guys who is also taking photography as one of the best hobby of his life even after retirement. So we try to cover those wide range of the people by various marketing mixes.
Sir, we have seen a major shift towards digitization. Now, Canon was always available online, but do you think this whole trend will change the strategies for companies like you? Because people would not prefer to go out to a showroom to actually buy a product. They would, because of social distancing and the fear of COVID. So, do you think this would change into a more digital-oriented sales channels, or it will remain the same?
Yeah, that's a very sensitive question, actually. On one hand, I would say yes. Definitely it will affect the people's performances if people are afraid of getting into the cloud, taking a public transportations, going there. Naturally, there is not much things I can do it. And but through the digital format of information provided through a website that can help people to understand what we are doing and what is our product all about. But I trust the camera is one of the few items in the digital gadgets that they want to still touch and try, feel the depth of the feeling of the shutter buttons, and grip the diameter of the lenses, so that they this is kind of a sixth sense that they like the product or not. So I hope after the COVID settle down, people do not have an hesitation to go outside and go to our Canon Image Square shop and touch and try the new models, and we'll make a decision for the purchase in upcoming time. So I expect vaccinations and medications for the against COVID will come soon.
So now my last question. We have all been through a very difficult year. So now going forward, what is your strategy going to be in the mid to long term? Short term, we all know we have to be resilient, but in mid to long term.
So in the years of 5 or 10, the years time in India, I trust this country still have a huge potential of the growth in both the B2B and the B2C segment. As not only by the number of population is growing, but also number of the household is also tremendously growing as a result of nuclearization of the family's number in itself. Same time, the mid-income range, who is able to maybe visit the shopping mall over the weekend, percentage of which is also enhancing year on year. So I believe those new generation of a new family, maybe family with 4 boys and girls and the 2 parents having one small car in the house, is now looking at the new hobbies to do it, and we very much keen to go with these new families in coming 5 to 10 years time. So my strategy for upcoming mid and long term is to focus on the right target, and we want to offer the best solution for the enjoyment of the life through the imaging by camera device, printer devices, so that trying to enrich their spiritual life in the mid-term range. And Canon want to contribute to this promotion of culture in India.
Thank you, Mr. Kobayashi, for sharing your precious time with us and a lot of insights from the Canon team. Thank you, sir, and we wish you all the best.
You're welcome. Thank you very much for your time too. I enjoyed.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.